Hello everyone and welcome to another best of three draft of Baldur's Gate with a nice pack one because there are two first pickable cards. I don't think the Earthquake Dragon is... Well, I guess you could first pick it from a weak pack and then just try to make sure you have enough dragons to make this an actual castable card. But anyway, the very good first picks in this pack are Viconia and Craving of Idaho. This is a really good one. Well, in aggressive decks, but if you first pick this, of course, you will be drafting an aggressive deck, assuming you can still remain, in this color. But I think the Viconia is just such a nice value card that it's going to be the easy first pick here. No matter what kind of a black deck you have, Viconia will be a very excellent fit into it. So let's just take it. And then someone took the rare, and there's a very good removal spell in Mephit's Enthusiasm, which I'm going to take. The black-green Baldur uncommon is a little bit on the weaker side. Now, the second ability does not care if the milled card was as a result of this attack. So you can have those black and green cards that are, self-mill. There are a bunch of those, so you can get extra cards even if you don't attack with this thing. But this is still a 4-mana 1/4 and has Death Touch only when it attacks, so it's not really that good. I would play it in black-green, but it's no reason. It's not a powerful card, so I'm not taking it over something like a 2-mana deal 4 to a creature, with some added bonus if you kill some smaller creatures. So let's just take this one. The only mono black card is Horde Robber, which is just not very playable. Here I'm going to take the Grim Bounty. If I can be black-red, I will. I see Olber here. The Allura is... I think I would play it in blue decks, but it's definitely one of the worst specialist cards. But what can you do? Blue is weak in this set. There's also the Mechonid and the Steadfast Unicorn, quite decent cards. I think I would take the Olber over the Mechonid if I was green. Steadfast Unicorn would be easily a pick. I mean, if I didn't have this, I could be a pick if there wasn't this uncolor black card. Alright, so now I have a decision. I can still remain here black and red. Well, I could take the Hobgoblin Captain or the Sepulchre Goal. Now, I'm a little bit on the fence with the steal and sack strategy because I have had decks that have had even like 4 or 5 ways to sacrifice creatures and 2 of those, steal cards, and still it doesn't always line up. It's perfect when it does, but sometimes you just have one or the other. So I would take this easily if there wasn't a Hobgoblin Captain, but I really like the 3 power and the fact it can sometimes have first strike. So I'll take the Captain for now, but if you think that the goal is the better pick, I'm not going to really argue with that. That was a totally fine choice from that pack as well. Here I think I'll take the Bonecaller Cleric, mainly because this pack is a little bit on the weak side. And who knows, maybe I have this Viconia I want to return. Although this is not so great when you have specialized it, you will get the specialized backside and then it's just, a vanilla card. But still, maybe opponent kills Viconia before it gets to specialize, and then you get some value out of the Bonecaller Cleric. Or I can, still pick some other nice cards, creature cards I want to be returning. Now this is, this is always a 2-mana 2/1, which of course by itself is not enough, but it's a good kind of a backup plan if you don't have anything worthwhile to return with the ability. Here I take the Immolator over the Giant Fire Beetles. I think it's fairly easy to pick that way. Later in the draft, if I specifically wanted to have a 3-drop, I might take the Menace Double Team card, but this early I think this is just a better card to pick. And I take the Hook Horror over the Dueling Rapier. It seems like this is one of the drafts where I get to stick to my initial 2 colors. I started picking black and red, and based on how the pack has gone, I might be able to continue on that track. Manticore and Chain Devil, both quite uninteresting cards, but I guess I can I already have Hook Horror I can sack for this thing, and then I maybe can find some more. I'm not a big fan of the Manticore. I'm willing to try the Chain Devil also. It still is a card I'm easily going to just cut from the deck, assuming I get enough playables, and it seems so that the colors are sufficiently open that Chain Devil might become a sideboard card against decks that don't have a lot of small creatures to sacrifice. When I can be fairly certain that the Edict effect is gonna be getting a good creature from the opponent, then I'm willing to put it in during sideboarding. Now I took the Earth Cult Elemental over the 1-mana trick. I like the 1-mana trick, but I think this Earth Cult Elemental is quite a decent of a 6-drop, and I might get some additional treasure generating, which makes it easier to play the elemental. Now the Reckless Barbarian is just a bad card, really. I'll take this in case I actually want to splash something. Wow, how is this unicorn still here? White is a little bit open here. Okay, I can take the red card. I don't like this too much. It's gonna go straight to the sideboard, and I can take the Enchantment Hate card. I think out of these 6-drops, I would rather play the Earth Cult Elemental in the main deck, but I can sideboard into this. I don't usually necessarily want to play multiple 6-drops, but let's see how the draft goes and what is this pack. I'm not taking the Mythic Rare this time. I have way too good options. I do pick Mythic Rares to complete my collection occasionally, or quite often in fact, but this pack has actually 2 cards I wouldn't pass in favor of the Mythic Rares. So the Viconia number 2 and the Guild Swan Prowler are really good. I might take the Mythic Rare over Deadly Dispute, which is a nice card, but maybe not the same power level as these two. And I can take another Viconia here, so let's just do that. The fact I have 2 legendary creatures isn't such a big deal when the creature is a specialized one, so I can have, well, when you specialize, it's a different creature, so you can have some other, as long as you don't specialize into same creatures. You can have 2 of them on the battlefield. Right, so 1, 2 cards I'm very happy to take, and I wouldn't mind having a Warcaller, a Sepulchre Goal. Saravok is a really good one, but Intellect Devourer just can be quite nice too. It could be either of those 2. Saravok is really good, though. I mean, it's a lot more aggressive than this one, but this is also a little bit more grindy one. I'll take the rare. Playing with rares, I mean, they are close to each other in power level. This often gets a land, but then again, land might not be so bad when you have a 6-drop in your deck. But yeah, that was a really nice pack. How about here? I don't think I care about the young red dragon that much in this deck. Already have a couple of 4-drops too. I have one way. Actually, this is a 4-drop too. Well, I mean, this is going to be easily cut from the deck. I would want to have more 3-drops here, but I don't see them. So maybe I'll just take another Earth Cult Elemental. I might be playing 2 of the main deck, who knows. And no 3-drops here at all. Which is the pick then? I guess I can take something like Warriors of Tiamat. I think I like it better than the rest of the stuff. Plus I already have a Baleful Beholder on. It's sitting on the sideboard here. Okay, there is a Null Hunting Party, but there's also Giant Fire Beetles if I want to have a 3-drop. Thing with this Hunting Party is that it is really good, but then again my deck might not have that easy time to make it very cheap. This is a tough one because normally this Hunting Party is a lot better than the Fire Beetles, but I have a couple of 6-drops here. I'm gonna take the 3-drop just for curve reasons. I try to be reasonable. This is my own first 3-mana card, so let's take that one. Iron Golem, no. Thieves' Tools, Unexpected Allies. Clearly the best card in the pack is the Blessed Hippogriff. White is actually somewhat open to both directions in this draft. Alright, well, I have another one of these Unexpected Allies already, so I might, sideboard into a deck which has Thieves' Tools, who knows. So I'll take that, but it's a sideboard card for sure. Here I can take the Armor of Shadows now. No need to take the Sellsword. That's a totally playable trick. Nefarious Imp versus cards I'm not that happy to play. I mean, I'm happy to play a Warriors of Tiamat, but maybe not 2 copies. But the Imp is totally fine here, and this is the best card in the pack, but it's blue. Blue is not really that drafted color in this format. Alright, so there's a Pilgrim's Eye, there's a Deadly Dispute. I would take them over the second hook horror. I think I like the Pilgrim's Eye here. It's a decent 3-drop. I want to ensure I can hit my land drops. I have some expensive stuff here, so this time I'll take the Pilgrim's Eye over the Dispute. Because a different kind of black-red deck might definitely want to have the Dispute instead. Here I'll take the Artifact removal for sideboard. And I guess I take another copy of those. A third copy of those. Here, some blue cards. And another Unexpected Allies. Wilson Bear Comrade is really good, but of course not good enough to, splash it. I mean, if you had very good ways to splash, maybe it might be worth splashing, but I don't think that's the case here. There are cards I'm interested in here. Let's see the number of 2-drops here. Okay, I have 4 creatures, 1 spell. That's a fairly decent amount, in fact. I do like the Rabble Rouser quite a bit, but there's also a Sampling Ghast. It would be a little bit more interesting if I took the Deadly Dispute, but I still have the Chain Devil to kind of combine with it. But Rabble Rouser is just card advantage. And as a 2-mana 1/3, it blocks actually quite well, so I'll take the Rabble Rouser. Okay, and then I have a Goblin, a Battlecry Goblin. I don't... Okay, I have one other Goblin, it's the Hobgoblin Captain here. The Immolator is nice, but I have here these 4-drops already. I should take the good 2-drop. This also doesn't necessarily need other goblins. It can make a friend and then you can pump them all. Yeah, it's gonna be the pick here. And here, well, I'll just take another Rabble Rouser over the 1/3 that doesn't, generate another copy of itself. And here, Grim Bounty over Vampire Spawn. I'm not actually sure. Let's say if the Grim Bounty wasn't here, should I take the Vampire Spawn over the Giant Fire Beetles? I don't know, it's a tough one, but I don't have to worry about it because I will take the Grim Bounty there. And here, I don't think I really... Well, I don't think the Null Camp is a card I see myself sideboarding into. This could be in some grind matchup where it's gonna be, many Death Toucher for 3. I could see sideboarding this in. Maybe not gonna main deck it though. Okay, Black Market Connections is a little bit risky card in Limited, but it can be also amazing in some situations. So I will take it here because I don't think this is a Trap Finder deck. Some decks can really get some good value out of this thing, but maybe not this one. I'm still a little bit of a mid-rangey, even a late game focused deck. I'm not sure if I'm gonna main deck it, but I will at least pick it and decide later on. Alright, so still don't think the Young Red Dragon is for this deck. I don't think I need a third Earth Cult Elemental. I take the Cloak of the Bat. I like this as a sideboard card. In some matchups it might be important to have flyers to actually get damage through, or maybe even in some cases to actually block the opposing flyers, but that's probably a less common use for this. It gives flying and haste, so you definitely want to be attacking with this thing, not blocking the opponent's stuff. And here I have a decision between another Bonecaller Cleric and Nefarious Imp. There's also a Thieves' Tools, which is not to be picked here. I have one of them already. I have enough 2-drops. How about the Flyer? This is a bit clumsy, so I'm gonna take the Imp here. It's better for my mana curve anyway. And here, I don't really see... if I want another 6-drop, I'll just play the Baleful Beholder here. So I'll take the Trap Finder now, but not sure if I'm gonna play it though. And here, I don't care about any of these. I guess the Pit Trap could be sideboarded in. It's a bit clumsy removal, but I don't have anything else than the couple of Grim Bounties, so I could see in some specific situation to sideboard that one in. Well, I got one of these Null Camp things anyway. Alright, the draft went quite well, I would say. So this is currently 41 cards, or 24 non-lands. This is going to be a 16 land deck because I think I'm playing both 5 drops and I'm gonna play both 6 drops here after all. Even though I said in the draft maybe I don't want to play 2 6 drops, but in this deck I haven't played Pilgrim's Eye. I have a couple of Grim Bounties. Also the Black Market Connections, if I choose to play it in the main deck, which I probably will, makes me treasure tokens. So of course the problem with this card is that you can just lose to it. So when you play this, you can't be behind, but you will immediately get, if you want to, a 3 life. Well, no, not immediately, on the next turn, because this triggers at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase. So of course you can only play this during your main phase, so you will have to wait for your next turn before this does anything. But if the opponent is having the upper hand on the battlefield, this is going to be a risky play because opponent can just, wait until you die to your own black market connections, and it's not like my deck has ways to gain life. I don't think there are any other than Viconia, using the black specialization can gain me some life. So you have to always choose at least one, and the least life you are losing is by choosing the treasure token. But given that I have all these 2 drops in here, I think I can, have a decent enough defenses that it shouldn't be too often a problem. Of course, on the draw against some red-white deck with 1 drops, 2 drops, and so on, it will be a bit difficult maybe to keep up. But I'm willing to start with this card in my main deck and then sideboard it out, depending on the situation. Especially if I won against an aggressive red-white deck, I know they will be on the play. Maybe I want to cut this because I don't want to risk losing to my own life loss effects. Right, so yep, I'm gonna play this. How about the Trap Finder? So when this dies, I seek a cheap creature up to 3 mana value, and seek is of course random. The game does it for you, and you get to use it for 1 attack, and that's it. I don't have any other sacrifice synergy than the Chain Devil, so probably the Trap Finder isn't gonna be played here, and I'm willing to try the Chain Devil. Yeah, I'll try it. I wanna see how it performs in practice. I don't have very high hopes for it. What I could also do is cut the Chain Devil and play the Great Slot. It's a 3 mana 4/1 which eventually will maybe get Menace and Death Touch. And of course a 3 mana 4/1 with Menace and Death Touch is a really decent card. If that was all, if there wasn't this clause with about the 4 creature cards, this would be a very, very decent 3-drop, despite it having only 1 toughness. But I don't think I want to play it now. It's interesting though, it could be played. Well, let's try the Chain Devil, and if I get disappointed by it, or I know that the opponent has like a 1 drops and 2 drops they are happy to sacrifice to this effect, I will just sideboard it away, and maybe, I can, for example, use Great Slide instead. But this seems to be the deck. How about the color balance? Very even, 12 and 10. I have this black double casters. It will be 9 swamps and 8 mountains, even though this thing really cares about red mana, and so do these rabble rousers. In fact, this will get me either. But I don't really want to be in a situation where I can't cast this. So having 3 mountains and 1 swamp would be annoying. And all my treasure generating cards are also black, so if I have access to double black, then I will have access to some additional red, even though it's temporary. Yep, this is going to be the main deck here. Not a lot of removal. Not that it's always that important. I like the mana curve and the quality of cards. Viconia being a really high quality card, for instance. Yep, let's try it. So how does the lands look like? How do the lands look like? Let's use this Bob Ross lands for now. And where is the black version of it? Why can't I see it? It's here. Alright, I could see it. Right, that's the deck and the sideboard. Okay, I will be on the draw. Let's see if the opponent is actually a border speed down deck. At least a mulligan. I will keep this. It's a 5-lander, but I have an excellent 2-drop and totally a reasonable 2-drop too. But, okay, they don't have a sampling ghast. That's good news for the Hobgoblin Captain. They do have a Kaline though. So, well, I'm gonna play the Captain for now. If they have removal, I'd rather them remove this Captain. And they might use the treasure now to get a +1/+1 counter on something. And, oh man, Iron Golem turn 3 as as a 6/4, especially when they are on the play. This is one of the scenarios when Iron Golem can be quite good. Of course, it's a very specific scenario. Imagine if they didn't have Kaline, this would be a 5/3 which would just trade with the Hobgoblin Captain. Now I could attack and they are forced to block, but they're happy to block now. I can't do anything else than play the Viconia here. And then I have to think about... Well, I take the 6 here. I hope to draw something for the next turn. Unexpected allies. They're really going off with that thing. So they're gonna get another Iron Golem in their hand, which I'm not that worried about. I can trade with something, because it won't have the +1/+1 counter, unless they have another way to have a treasure token here. Okay, well, something is wrong with the sound. What the heck is that? What's wrong with the sound? Nice bug. Well, okay, Grim Bounty. That was really a necessary card here. So if they're gonna haste this thing up, I'm gonna just block it with the Hobgoblin Captain. I might use them... No, I'm not gonna use the treasure token to exile a thing, because I can play an Earth Cult Elemental on the next turn. Can they do that? Do they have a 1-mana trick that allows them to... That attack is not so good now, unless they have some way to... Okay, that is really good for me. Now, the question is, if I... No, maybe I shouldn't do this, because if I have a low roll, I'm gonna sack a land. I don't want to do that. Plus I have the Hook Horror anyway. They can haste things up, but I don't think Viconia is gonna block anything, so let's just do like this, and do like this, and have a Hook Horror here. I'm not sure why the opponent did... Well, I guess... I mean... I'm trading the other golem with the 3/1 is really good. Let's hope they don't have anything too big there. That's just the Pilgrim's Eye. Okay. So next turn I'll play the Earth Cult Elemental and I can sacrifice the treasure token if it's a low roll. Do they have things like another Craving of Well, that is really bad, of course. That's a 3/10 clock. Yeah, the Warcaller is... no, this actually gives haste anyway, so it doesn't even matter that they had the Warcaller there. But now I need to draw my other Grim Bounty? Yeah, that requires a lot. Anyhow. I can use an Iron Golem. The perpetual boosts won't be copied with the... with the special, the conjuring. I can actually gain 2 life here, so that is something. So it's not a 2-turn clock, it's a 3-turn clock if the Viconia survives. But anyway, what I do here, I just think I have to just attack for a lot of damage. Maybe they jump block. They jump block the wrong guy. I mean, they're doing all their best to make me not lose. It's a low roll, so it's... If I wanted to have an untapped blocker, I could sack the Hook Horror, but I mean, I have a 1 blocker and they can hopefully play no more than 1 creature here. So next turn I have to do the Viconia thing, exile a creature, and that's gonna be okay too. But I, in the meanwhile, need to... I haven't exiled a creature yet. So what creature do I want to have? Kaline, Hobgoblin Captain, nothing flies. So I need to cast the creature as well in order to get this. So the let's see the red first. It's +1/+0 and haste, but they have a blocker, which means I can't guarantee a victory this turn. I should be having maybe a chance to win on the next turn. So, point is, I need to exile a creature. I think I'm going to use the swamp. So what's the cheapest creature? Hobgoblin Captain. Could also take Kaline. I have 2 timeouts. I'm not. If I take Kaline, play it. I need to discard. So I can play actually 2 cards. Let's take Kaline. I think that's how it goes. Because I want to discard the swamp and play 2. So let's see if this goes right. Specialize into the black version. Discard the swamp. Yes, this I think goes. So now I can play this Kaline, and then I can play the Bonecaller Cleric, and this thing can haste up on the next turn. So now I will drain 2. So if they can't find 2 extra damage, which, you know, of course they can, but if they can't, I'm gonna play this right away so that it gets the +1/+1 counter, unless they kill Kaline right now. Alright, so now I have 2 ground blockers, so if they have hasty stuff in their hand, I should be able to block them. So the only question is, can they find 2 additional damage? Because they can put me to 2 now. Pump spell and a burn spell, that, you know, there's the couple of red commons that can deal 2 to me. The Farid's Fireball, and then of course the other one is the improvised weaponry. But they didn't have either of those. So yeah, now they attack me to, you know, 2, and it doesn't matter really too much what they have, because I can play a Battlecry Goblin. Yeah, I have a lot of damage coming up on the next turn. Alright, so they have the Iron Golems. Do they have anything? They are happy to sack for that Chain Devil. Now I have to sack something too, so maybe it's time to just maybe because of the Iron Golem, which is annoying, but should not be too big of a problem to deal with. I will take the Chain Devil. I will use the Grey Slad now. Anything to deal with the Craving of Yinahun. Well, I actually do have if it's in the graveyard, I can exile it with one of my Viconias, but this never got to graveyard in this game. You find some prisoners. Yeah, it can, you know, kill a Pilgrim's Eye, or it can also kill an Iron Golem. And it has a secondary mode too, you know, you can just get some card out of it if you don't have a target. So maybe because I did see 2, I'm not that interested in killing a Pilgrim's Eye, but the Iron Golem hitting that thing is really nice, so I can take this. And the cut will most likely be maybe a Warriors of Tiamat is the cut here. I will try this. Okay, I don't have the red yet, but this will give me a treasure token, so I can start playing my red stuff on, you know, turn 4, in fact. Let's hope. Well, I do have a 2/3 blocker, so if they have a ground guy here, I can block it. And I will trade the Viconia with that thing. Because, of course, when you have a black market connections, you don't want to lose any life. I hope they don't have a removal for it. No removal. Any tricks here? There is a trick, sadly, Armor of Shadows. I hope they don't have another 2-drop to follow up with, because that's making oh man, oh jeez. Okay, I'm losing the. I mean, this is the game where I actively don't want to have the black market connections. That was a really good stuff. I mean, on turn 3, what they were able to do, they were able to save, basically remove my guy and play another 3/1 here. And now I'm also finding this, facing this flyer here. So I'm gonna do all the modes here, paying 6, but it's not really going to help. I don't even get a land here. Yeah, I'm losing to the black market connections before anything else happens. Let's just, because these will have first strike too. I mean, I can Grim Bounty, okay, I can Grim Bounty a Hobgoblin Captain. That's all I can do this turn. They will scry, they will attack, even if they don't have removal on this thing, they can attack me down to 6, then I go down to 5 if I take only a treasure token. There's no way I can beat them in time. So let's just see if I want to sideboard something in addition. I mean, the Trap Finder is decent against these 3 ones, and they have at least 2 of them. The fact that the annoying part about that is though that they can have first strike. Right. I have enough 2-drops to block their stuff, so let's just maybe have a bit better start. They were on the play with a very aggressive curve, so, and that's what sometimes happens, of course. Even though I had my 2-drop, but they had the perfect turn 3 in that game. I guess I'm gonna find a land with this thing, so I'm gonna keep it. I can play the card, so it's not just cast, which means that the lands are allowed. And I can find a swamp because they are playing black-red. Warcaller on turn 1, that is something you don't want to see. I'm playing this so I can do the double team, ideally. Okay, I drew... No, that's a good one. I drew the swamp naturally, so I don't have to... Okay, I don't like that we lost all the sounds here, but that's the bug that Arena currently has. Hopefully at some point they will fix it. So I'm gonna play another Rebel Rouser here, I think. They can haste something up that I won't be able to block with the 1-3, but they could also have something I can't block with a 2-2 either. Like a Vampire Spawn. Okay, so that has haste anyway. I don't know why they gave it haste, because it has the perpetual haste. They should have given it to someone else. No blocks there. So I could have used the Battlecry Goblin there, but... Okay, another land. This is interesting, because I'm not planning to pump these guys, so am I gonna attack for 2, or just leave these as blockers? I will play the Dragonbone Immolator to block the Ambergris though. Attacking for 2. I do want to attack for damage too. I mean, so the problem is, if I attack and then I play the Immolator, if they kill the Immolator somehow, like with the Grim Bounty, they get to attack for 3 or 4 there. Let's do the safer play now, and let's do it like this and see what they have. They also can just haste up more creatures there. The active Warcaller is really an annoying card to deal with. But this 2-4 is a really good blocker, of course, here. Now they can specialize this. It will become something better. For example, the minus X thing can just kill my guys. So I will be Grim Bountying the Ambergris. Oh, they didn't give the Pilgrim's Eye haste here this time. Interesting. So I'm gonna kill the Ambergris before they get to do something nasty with it. Now I have it, by the way. If I really want to kill the Pilgrims, I can. They might have the indestructible thing, but they did not. So now the question is... this time the question is that I'm gonna attack with both of these. And I won't be playing the Battlecry Goblin. I want to save this treasure to maybe sack on the Earth Cult Elemental. And I want to have the option to pump this Immolator into a 3-4 if they have like something they want to attack with. Let's say they have a... No, if they're going to play the 5-3, you know, the artifact creature, I think I'll just use the You Find Some Prisoners to deal with that thing. Okay, that is just a 3-1. Craving of, unexpected allies. I cannot kill... Oh, they will have first strike on it. It gains double team until end of turn, so I'm gonna have to do this so that it doesn't get first strike. Now I can trade with it, and if they don't attack with it, they lose the double team, so they basically have to trade with the Immolator here. But now, if I let this to be alive, the pack tactics would have given it first strike, and I don't want to take that damage. This is fine. Ooh, intellect divider. Sure, I think I'm gonna attack with one of these. I want to keep doing some damage here, but because of the war color, it always changes the dynamics of the game so much. This will also be, a 4/4, which is not irrelevant at all. So they have to give me something. They give me a land, so I can play this thing. Maybe I should have done this pre-combat so I get more information about my attack, but whatever. Unexpected windfall. Alright, so they have those 2 cards plus the Hobgoblin Captain. I have a 6/6 coming up. I can sacrifice a land now. I don't need the 6th land here at this point. Although it's nice with the Battlecry Goblin, but 6/6 on the battlefield is quite nice as well. Okay, Nefarious Imp. Well, I'm gonna scry here. I'm gonna attack with the Battlecry Goblin. They are likely to block it, so I'm gonna take the scry there. There's no rush with the Earthcut Elemental yet. And of course here I should... Maybe I'll leave one of those. I mean, how worried am I? I can leave one Rabble Rouser back. Although I will pump them. Okay, I'm gonna attack because I will pump a Rabble Rouser here. Yep. So both of them get the pump. So I will now start the race here. Scribe for something. And it's gonna be another Rabble Rouser. It's not that bad actually. I can keep it on top. I will play the Earthcut Elemental on the next turn. Well, not necessarily if I want to use mana on these things, but yeah, that's a fine card to keep on top. But now they of course have to deal with the 4/4. They have to deal with the 2/1 flyer. I am in a good shape. I do need to restart the client to hopefully get the sound back. So I have 2 creatures here if I draw my Grey Slot. Well, you can also use the mill effect of that card, the adventure, but it costs 2 mana, so it's quite costly though. Okay, opponent is not doing anything, so I will pause until they do. So this is their last time out. They are about to auto pass the turn, and I assume I will have to wait. When I'm attacking here, I will need to wait for their timeout now as well, so I will pause the recording again. Okay. And that's it. And I will restart the client, hopefully get sound and music back. Okay, I wish I was on the play because I have these connections here. And I don't have even a 2-drop, so this might be another case of having these black market connections and it's gonna be basically an unplayable, but let's see how fast of a start the opponent has. Because of course if they don't have a 2-drop for instance, I'm a bit more happy about the situation. Okay, that's good. And hopefully not an aggressive 3-drop. They are playing blue. Okay, so... Well, if it gets countered then it gets... Alright, so now this is a good spot to be in. I will use all 3 modes for it. Maybe I won't need to draw the card, but then again... I can pay 2 life for the card. So they had no turn 2 or turn 3 play. They better start having something. they have like the card draw spell, then draw 2, contact other plane, Ray of Frost on that thing, sure. It loses abilities, by the way. If it dies, I don't get the boon. But that was the best play they had. I need to be careful with the connects. I mean, I'm not supposed to take another hit off. I'm gonna take a creature and that's it. I don't need anything else than a creature. Than the creature here. It's fine. And then I maybe start taking, you know, treasure tokens, so I have like 11 turns time. So they are not really doing much. I don't know, I'm just playing the hook horror, I guess. I have these 3/2s. They need to deal with those anyway. What are they doing? What is this? What is this? They have played one spell during the game. That's not a way to win. I think I should take another 3/2 here. I can just overwhelm them. I have a Grim Bounty if they have a big blocker. I'm attacking for 9 here. Okay, Harvester. So that's like... Okay, I'm going to make a token here. Then I'm gonna play these things. So they can make my... They can make my hook horror into a less threatening one, but... I don't think it matters that much. If they're gonna play a 5 mana 4/4, I can just Grim Bounty it. Oh, they have a swamp. Also, did they just miss their black color there? They can make these things into... Oh, it's non-token, right? Yep, so these tokens won't even get neutralized. The hook horror will be, though. But, okay, they might... Okay, they have a sampling gas, so they were just missing. Okay, that's just... When playing multiple colors, that's happening. I could sack this to the Scry, but I don't think I care about the Scry right now. Okay, Warriors of Tiamat. So, take a treasure token this time, nothing else. And then I have a total of 8 mana. If I Grim Bounty, I will have 9 mana, so I can Grim Bounty and Warriors of Tiamat here. That's not enough to win the game. But it's really good still. I get some Scries, by the way. I should have done it a little... Okay, whatever. I mean, I'm doing this play anyway, but I get 6 Scries here, so I can really dig into something. Don't need this. Yeah, because all the treasures leaving actually Scries. Okay, well, let's get rid of all these lands. Hobgoblin Captain, can I do better? I guess I can do better. I have a 4 and 2 mana place for the next turn anyway, so... Bone Color Cleric. I'm gonna take that because that can give me another haster. Whatever, I'll keep it. I don't think it matters too much because the stuff on the battlefield should be good enough already. Opponent might have a haster of their own though. That's, I mean, let's say they have a Warriors of Tiamat. I'm not dying to that thing. But I didn't need to attack with, let's say, the face down 2/2. Them being at 4. Yeah, that was foolish by me. When I get these cries again. Well, whatever. Let's keep that on top. But if they have Warriors of Tiamat, I'm not exactly losing to it, but I should have left a blocker for a hasty thing. Because it doesn't really matter given my board here that how, I mean, that are they at 4 or a 2 here. I could have even left the Nefarious Imp and the face down thing here. That doesn't have... Okay, good. Doesn't, I mean, it gives lifelink, but it doesn't have a lifelink. So I'll show it to you guys. So 5 mana 4/4 other demons, devils, imps, and tieflings get +1/+1 and have lifelink. Itself, it's just a 4/4 flyer, which is still a good stat line. And of course, at the beginning of each end step, they get a 1/1 devil that, you know, pings when it dies, which will be a 2/2 devil as long as this Raphael is also alive. So doesn't help them here. So given that they have a sampling cast, this should indicate that black is their main color, so they kept a hand without their main color, which was the result. I mean, this game was a result of it. I still don't like the fact that I attacked with everything. I should have left someone to block a haster such as Warriors of Tiamat. But I didn't get punished there, so I'm happy. Now, that wouldn't have been enough alone, because 4 plus 1 life loss here is still 5. I would have survived, but I mean, they would have had a combination of cards that would have made it somehow awkward. For example, Craving of Yinoho, which is a 1 mana card. No, it's a 3 mana card when you play it from your hand, is it? Yeah, it is, of course. But still, alright, so I will be interested in killing the Rafale, so I actually am going to use the Spiked Pit Trap in my deck. And I will not maybe play the Chain Devil because I saw a sampling ghast. Yeah, I just don't think it's a very good card, the Chain Devil. I wanted to try it, but so far, at least in the matchups I've been having, not a very good one. Any reason to... Now there is a Baleful Beholder and they have the Ray of Frost, so that's like a little bit of additional use for it. So I'm gonna cut the Earth God Elemental and have a Baleful Beholder instead. And I will use this deck now and will further sideboard maybe if it goes to game 3. Okay. But at least the black market connections did some nice work in that game, of course. When the opponent doesn't actually play anything, it's not that hard for a card to do nice work. Okay, so Thieves' Tools, they might have some. Might have some Soul Knife Spike action going on, because they do play blue, so they might have that thing. Make it unblockable with this, but I would just, kill it with the Enthusiasm. They at least have the treasure token, but they did play 2 swamps, no islands, no mountains. Okay, Cridle here. Well, I'm going to kill it because I don't want them to get value out of this, because they, missed their land drop. So let's try to make their life miserable. I'm gonna play the Immolator next turn. If we'll get the boon, it will be a 3/4. This might be another non-game though. Well, opponent kept a risky hand. Maybe they should have mulliganed. So if this dies, also affect this perpetual boost has affects when it gives its own boon. So it's gonna be a attack with everything. And how do I do this turn? Okay, so I'm gonna get +3 for someone. Well, Iconia doesn't need any extra help, so I'm gonna make the Rabble Rouser. I know I could also give it to the Fire Beetles, but I think the Rabble Rouser being about 4/3 here. And then I can play the Iconia. That's pretty nice. Okay, they hit blue now, not red. Blue, but I think it might be a blue-black deck that has a red splash with the thing that I sideboarded this for. Right, so again they are just not having any plays on their turn, so what is the kind of instant speed effect that can punish me here? I don't recall any flash creatures or anything, because I'm of course attacking with the Rabble Rousers. They are fairly expendable, but I wouldn't want to lose Viconia just like that, but they had that thing, so yeah, I just play the Fire Beetles, no problem, and then I can, end of turn, have the Spike Pit Trap. And then the activation costs 5. So if I draw 1 land, then I can even threaten to activate that. Now there is a good card, but I'm a bit too much ahead. I could also use the Viconia here, but I think I want to prepare to kill this if I draw a land, which I did not. Cradle wouldn't be bad. Cradle is actually quite good, but if I exile, specialize... I also like the Imp, but I could exile and specialize into... Could also give it a haste. I could specialize with the Earthcut Elemental because I have this Baleful Beholder here. Because this will become a 3-4. Okay, so let's actually exile Cradle here. I can't cast Cradle this turn, but it doesn't matter really. I can still attack for 1. This trigger is only on their turn. I can continue exiling stuff from their graveyard too, to make the Sarevok not so good. That's a good rare, but my Grave Hate is doing some nice work too. It's not good defensively. No boosts for you. They don't want to continue, which is understandable. Even, I mean, at the moment I draw the 5th land, I can just make it miserable for them. And I have their Cradle and they know it, so I can make my stuff, you know, unblockable actually by paying 2. But I could, let's say I draw something that is totally nonsense. I can play Cradle and then I have 2 mana for the trigger. And then, well, that's valuable by itself. What's that sound from the Brambleworm? Okay, 5-lander, but such a nice, duo of cards that I'm keeping this. Also, I'm on the play. Is this the first time? All I need here is to draw the black market connections. That would be sweet. Sampling cast. Drew a 6th land. Okay, self-mill. 1, 2, 3 creatures. Okay, the slot is gonna be actually... And this being ridiculous. Well, I mean... I'm not killing the sampling ghast, so I'm just gonna exile a bunch of stuff. Exile a bunch of stuff on their turn, so the slot is not going to be that threatening in the end. But the Chain Devil is not so great. I can get some of these though. Just those are not that great. I mean, not that great against the sampling ghast they have there. And then I will have... Well, I need to draw my 6-drop here. Okay, let's kill this for 1. It's still a 5-power creature. I get nice boon as well. And then I'm gonna just specialize into red. And I'm gonna get the Priest of Ancient Lore, I think. card is a card. And them, you know, blocking it with this thing is not such a big deal because I do have the chain devil, the Hippogriff. Okay, 3 colors also, that's interesting actually. Now this is gonna have a very nice boon there, but sadly the boon is gonna go away when the sampling gas dies. I can attack for 3. No, I can attack for 6 here. Cannot I? Yeah. Unless they trade with the Hippogriff, which would be fine for me, in fact. Let's do it like this. Because it will have haste. Yeah, that's totally fine. And, oh. I get my Earth Cult Elemental, so the flooding out, which actually stopped, is not such a big deal. Well, Biconia has done important work already, so if I lose it to some kind of a card now, I don't think it's a big deal. I have the 6/6 coming up. Does the sampling gas finally die? So maybe Chain Devil can make them sacrifice something that's relevant. They get a Trisets over there. Okay, well, let's see what they're gonna do with it. When they have to sacrifice something now. Do I have to sacrifice? Yes, I do, but I have these mountains. I can play another mountain on the next turn and still play the Earth Cult Elemental. So they actually played no spell. What? What are these matchups? They actually played the entire turn cycle without playing a card. All they did there, with access to 5 mana and 3 different colors, they jump blocked with a sampling gas. Easy mode. Well, I can still lose the match, but that was weird. Maybe they just had a very, very awkward draw somehow. Do I want to do something on the play? Well, definitely with the sampling gas, bye-bye Chain Devil. But because of the sampling gas, the Grey Slot isn't that interesting either. Don't think I have that much to do then. I don't know about the black market connections. I mean, they have these 2-drops, so they could be rather aggressive. On the draw, the connections can be a little bit awkward. Maybe I should play the Trap Finder because it does in fact block some of these 1 toughness creatures, including the Grey Slide. Is it worth it? Could also have something like an Unexpected Allies, but because copying something like a Biconia is really nice. It's tough. I need a card. It's not gonna be an 18th land, it's gonna be a spell of some kind. I don't like the slide against the sampling gas. Trap Finder, Trap Finder. I think it has to be a Trap Finder or the Unexpected Allies. Well, let's try the Trap Finder. Because they had at least 2 drops with 1 toughness, so. But they also have the sampling gas, but we'll see. Okay, I have a 2-drop. Necessarily. Oh, let's see what they draw. Might miss my turn 3 play, which wouldn't be that nice. They also don't have a second black for the Grim Mountain. Okay, yeah, they do. I don't know what the splash is for. Okay, that's good one to have something in there. I mean, this black and white deck seems pretty decent, but they have this mountain in there to kind of make it more difficult to have a good curve out. Alright. This is not... let's see, I'm gonna play the 5 Beetles now. And I might... Well, they're gonna play a land pre-combat. If they are, then I can't block with the Steadfast Unicorn. They don't even want any option to block, so... I take 3 now. They have crazy. Yeah, well, this is the kind of throw out. I mean, this is really good stuff for the opponent. That was a nice draw though. I have to double block now because they can have additional toughness for each of their creatures, but I have a combined toughness of 6 here, so I can trade with the Grey Slot here. Assuming they are not going to attack with the slot. Okay. Well, in that case, I'll just get rid of this priest. Although, maybe not. Do I want to take 5? Because I get the double. I mean, this is not the. You know, this is not the. Both of these still have double team active. If I knew I can play the hook horror on the next turn, I would. Maybe block there. Okay, let's take 5 now. Because if I don't draw anything worth playing, I should just do it like this. I think they should have attacked with the Grey Slot there. Because I wouldn't have taken 10 damage, now I took only 5. Now I got 2 of these Rabble Rousers. They can block with a... Well, they can't... I mean, I can make both of these into 3 power creatures, so they can't really have any good double block with the Unicorn and the Priest here. And of course I'll just deal play these guys, and now I can... Now that I don't have any double team for these guys, I can start blocking. Let's see if they're gonna use the Unicorn. They are. Okay, so now I'm just gonna block. And now they also decided that Grey Slot is the... I do hope they don't have the +1/+0 and indestructible, because that would be horrible, but they don't, because they are not attacking with the slot. So I'm taking 2 now, get rid of this priest, and it's a good time to draw a land for the hook horror. Still no double black, but it's not really a big deal. So how many of these I'm gonna attack with? They are not going to block because I do have the pump active. I do need some blockers though. But I don't need all these. Guess I'm gonna attack for 1 here still. Because I'm not going to activate the pump. But I wanna be sure to not take any extra damage here. They might have a flyer at some point. And although if I just could draw a swamp, Grim Bounties get rid of flyers. Okay, well there is the swamp. Now can continue attacks, but maybe with only 1. I mean, it's a. I mean, given my hand, I do like my my end game with this hand now. So I'm gonna be a bit conservative here. Now I can start, cashing in those Grim Bounties also. They shouldn't have too easy time to attack into this board here. They need another Barrier Simulation to deal with the hook horror, because that is very annoying for them. They don't have anything there. I have 2 Wiconia, so I don't want to discard lands, but I also am interested in, having as much mana as possible for these Rabble Rousers. What am I supposed to do here? Attack with some number of these guys. I'm gonna do just this because I'm not going to pump the Rabble Rousers unless they block in a way that make it so. Because I will play the Earth Cult Elemental here. Okay, they want to get rid of that. So do I want to get rid of the Lifelinker or the Steadfast Unicorn? Because I have to now pump. And then I can use the Grim Bounty post-combat, so it's not such a big deal. And the Grim Bounty will be used on the other one, I guess. So let's, for example, get rid of the Unicorn. Yep. That's all fine. Well, the Grey Slot will actually... I don't have the Viconia now. It will have Menace and Death Touch. Yep. Oh, they have a Humiliation on their... Don't they understand that they could actually get rid of the Hook Horror for good with that thing? I'm very happy they chose that line. But yeah, Grey Slot will in fact become a problem when it you know does its thing. So let's kill it now. 4-1 Menace and Death Touch. I don't want to see that card. And I'm keeping this because of the Viconia. I might want to specialize. Alright. Hourglass cover. I do have another Grim Bounty, but they still get the 2. Now it really depends on what the abilities they can draft for those things. Because that they can just get the the lose 2, gain 2. I can't let them have that. Okay, well they are all very annoying, so I was thinking about I'm winning the game. Oh, but they got Ward pay 2 life, which is, quite decent in fact. Because now... No, yeah, no, they have this loses 2 life. And because this guy pumps the other Warlocks, but this just makes me lose the game. Not much to do about it. I have to kill this specific one. Yeah, the Hourglass Covenant. I think it's the best rare in the set. Especially because it's only one color. Yeah, now they have the Steadfast Unicorn. They can start pumping. Okay, I will lose to the Covenant. It's just... this was a totally winnable game. I was actually ahead before they played the Covenant there, but it's just... I have used both my Grim Bounties. Yeah, I mean... This is not gonna... They're gonna get one of those guys. I think what I need to do is I'll just attack with Rabble Rousers. And I guess if they attack with everything... Well, let's hope they make some kind of blocks here. I guess that's... Because I can threaten these to deal quite a bit of damage because they can be pumped, I think 5 times. I have 9 lands and 2 treasures, so they can beat 6 power both. Of course, it's not enough if I deal 12. Okay, them using that there is fine. Armor of Shadows. Probably not worth it now because I will want to play the Earth Cut Elemental and I will have exactly the mana for it. I'm taking 3 in there. I can jump block once. I do have the Mephit's Enthusiasm, don't I? Yeah. I guess if I drew that on this turn, that would have been good. Might... Well, I can buy a little bit time. Well, no, I need the Mephit's. Okay, I don't think it's gonna matter because they can play the other 3-4 and then I'm... No, I need something that's not gonna help. I take 3, I can take even 4 because they still have the Unicorn. Yeah, Hourglass Coven. Oh boy, that's a tough one. Don't think there's much to do to deal with it. Like, do I play a Cloak of the Bat? I need to get somehow lucky, I don't know. Trap Finder, I will use the Cloak of the Bat. I need to have some way of beating them opponent before they draw that Coven. Also might be interested in having the Beholder instead of the Earthcut Elemental because this guy giving menace to my creatures can be important in finding a victory from a board position that the opponent can't anticipate. Well, yeah, let's do this. They still have all the aggressive stuff, so I am not really convinced. I have a good chance to win, but at least I will be on the play here. Okay, and I have only one creature, but it's a good one, and then I have these removal spells. Okay, I have all the removal spells. These are all the removal spells in my deck. So they have a Patriarch's Humiliation, that's what this means. They have a priority there, so I need to kill their guys. That's a problem. Oh, that's some problem. So they... Well, I'm going to just play the Rabble Rouser here. Because they can attack into the Rabble Rouser anyway, so I guess... I guess there's no point attacking with this. They shouldn't be attacking into the 2-3 here. But we'll see. Okay. So. Let's hope they don't have the Hippogriff. I'm gonna do this because I wanna play the Nefarious Imp here. As a 4-1 flyer. If I can. They have a bust. That is such an insane card. I still get the boon. But there's no point at... Well, actually I can attack with the Rabble Rouser, I guess. Yeah, of course I will do that. Although they can use a well, if they want to use Patriarch's Humiliation on that, be my guest. They get 2 life, I do realize that. But I also get to play my second copy of the Rabble Rouser here, which is valuable. Another attack. Valiant Fable. I mean, they don't get the boon. They get to draw a card, but they don't get the boon. They got the extra life though. I wouldn't call that so bad. Now I do get the... My own boon is used up on this, but I don't mind if the Rabble Rouser is a 3-3. Nefarious Imp is good as 2-1 here, hopefully. Because I can kill the Hippogriff once they play it. So it can't really block the 2-1. But now it's a lot is depending on if they have the Hourglass Coven coming up or not. They need to hit to 6 lands and then... Okay, so... Perpetually loses all abilities. Okay, let's see what I mean, I wanna see what... I'm gonna make them use all the stuff they have. Super Blade and theirs. That's fine. And then, I kind of want to have them... What do I want to have? I'm really tempted just using the Grim Bounty there, but I don't like it that much. But the Lifelinker is a problem. I'm gonna use it now. They are hopefully not gonna hit the... I mean, hopefully I don't see the Hourglass Coven in this game, because that's gonna be hard to beat. Flaming, okay, whatever. I can make the Viconia into 3-4. And they can also... have an imp with... Okay. That's fine, that's fine. Exile the 2-2 there. Pilgrim's Eye, well that's a good blocker on the Nefarious Imp. Let's do this and let's do this and let's do this. I know playing a land when I have a specialist creature is not the greatest, but I also wanted to play my stuff without losing the treasure token here. Okay, land and Coven, please don't do that. If they play the Hippogriff, I will use the Grim Bounty on it. I think I have to. Thieves' Tools, okay, so they can start racing with that thing, sure. And oh, they for some reason gave it the flyer Thieves' Tools there, okay, interesting. Because I can make the Viconia into a 3-4, so they can't actually block with the 3-1 back. Rabble Rosers. I think I like the Hobgoblin Captain enough here. But I'm just gonna play it. It will attack as a first strike. And I can also block the Dusk God, although they can move the Thieves' Tools around to make it unblockable. They can attack for total 6 unblockable, but then again I will have a crack back at the Priest of Ancient Lord. So at least it's not an the Hourglass Coven, not yet at least. Let's hope that they never draw it. So now they can move the Thieves' Tools, attack for 6 unblockable, and then but I like it. I think the racing is favors me a little bit here. Let's exile the stuff from their graveyard, and then I will exile the Rabble Rouser from my graveyard, so I can have the option to specialize. I mean, specialize so that I get another Rabble Rouser to my hand. Okay, so now I will be doing the specialized thing here. Which one of these cards I want to have? I think it's gonna be the Rabble Rouser, because the Perpetual, I mean, it will have double team. The Perpetual effect doesn't get copied, so specialize the black version, do like this. Rabble Rouser. And then I will attack with everything, of course. Captain will have first strike. They don't have anything. I mean, they can have a jump block, or they can take 9. They can, of course, take 9 here. Do they have something for that one treasure? They get to scry. By the way, I can scry too if I do the Rabble Rouser. If I paid treasure for the Rabble Rouser, which might be what I want to do. But maybe not yet. It could be relevant that time. I'm not gonna scry yet. I have the Grim Bounty for next turn anyway. We'll drain 2 points here now. And I can take 6 here. I still have the Grim Bounty, but now do they play? Have they found? Of course they had 5 mana on the previous turn too because of the treasure token, but let's see now if they have an Hourglass Common here. They don't have that, but that is annoying too. Certainly is annoying. Okay. those scries. Bottom. Okay, I still could scry by sacking these, but I don't think I need to scry here. So I have to kill the Blessed Hippogriff. Then I have to leave 2 blockers because I need the flying blocker to kill the 3-1 flyer, and then they can make one of these guys unblockable. I need to block the one that's not unblockable. So let's start with... Okay, maybe I don't want to give them information about the Grim Bounty. I will not attack with the Pilgrim's Eye. Although if I attack with the Nefarious Imp, I need to kill the Hippogriff prior to that. So I have to... Yeah. And I will have a Rabble Rouser to block the Vampire Spawn, so I can in fact attack with everything except for the Pilgrim's Eye. Of course I need to get lucky. If they have like one piece of removal, I will lose, but that's just how it is gonna go. If they have a piece of removal on this, if I left 2 flyers now, but I need to kill them in 2 attacks, so I need to maximize the damage here. That is just how it goes. So if I kill this thing now, that's also possible that I just kill it. Pilgrim's Eye can block one of these. Okay, let's cry first. And yeah, I do realize I obviously lose to for any kind of removal, but that was gonna happen. That's a good one to draw, so if I happen to survive... might be able to... Well, at least they scry to bottom, but now killing the Pilgrim's Eye means the game is over. They got a bunch of life earlier in the game, so that's not so... That was quite nasty there, but... Well, they haven't killed it yet, so there is hope. Okay, then return a creature card. Ah, that's nasty. Well, I have to, of course, if they return the Vampire Spawn, so it doesn't target, that's the point. So I have to get rid of this so that I would just lose otherwise. And now they will mill 3. No Vampire Spawns, please. No hasty. Okay, there is now the Blessed Hippogriff. They're gonna get that back. But they need to... I guess they're gonna attack with... Oh, and they had another. Oh, that was really nasty. They had... Is the Beholder gonna be enough? They can block one of my guys. That's how the math works here, because all of my creatures will have menace. They block the 3 power guy. Oh, I'm short 1. I'm short 1. Oh man. They can block a 3 power guy and then I have 7 damage after that, because I don't have mana to pump the Rabble Rouser. Oh, they had the double spell there. That's nasty. So that's 3, that's 7 damage I can deal here. Oh man, this is such a... I will lose the Thieves' Tools no matter what. I needed 1 extra mana here. There's no way I can beat the Thieves' Tools. It's an artifact, not an enchantment. So... it doesn't change anything. It's gonna be... They're gonna win at 1 life. So all the... Yeah, there's just no way out of it. The life gain they happened to have in this game was exactly enough. That's 7 damage. With 1 additional mana I would be able to pump this thing. Right. Well, I think I needed the exact treasures for scrying with the imp, but yeah, all they have to do is do this block and... Oh yeah. No trample over. Such a sad one. Such a close game, and losing the game 2 here to the Alchemy Coven was rather annoying. So yeah, the previous turn when they had 2 spells, 2 cards in their hand. There was a Summon Undead and then the 2-drop. So, and they had exactly 7 mana to cast 2. So I basically needed them to draw a land. They did scry a lot with the Nefarious Imp, so it wasn't such a surprise they got to hit business, but yep, one more mana and I would have won the game. So about the deck, I really can't say that the Chain Devil is gonna be good. That shouldn't have been in the main deck. I wanted to try it. I never got to even cast it, but whenever I had it in my hand, it seemed like a very bad card. So no to that. Anything else here? Black market connections can be really risky, but of course, if you have this many 2-drops, I think it makes sense to play the card, because you really want to have a 2-drop before you cast this thing. Otherwise you would just run the risk of giving opponent way too much damage, and then you will suffer from the life loss that you are forced to take from this card. But definitely a card I would be willing to maybe first pick, but not over maybe all the cards. I mean, there are probably some uncommons, maybe even commons I would pick over this, but yeah, it is a little bit of a situational card. Viconias are really amazing, of course, and not much else in here. A fine deck, of course. Oh, come on. Disappointing final match, because I was, well, game 2 lose to a Baldur, game 3 so it was such a close one, but wasn't quite enough. Anyway, that was the event this time, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.